Hey, Good Fox here. Today we've got Embry the Ghost back to talk through the Philadelphia Eagles playbook. Today we're going to kind of go through a mismatch of plays, his favorite plays out of some of the formations, but there's not exactly an entire scheme built around them. Embry, how are you?
I'm doing well. All right, so the Phillies playbook's got a lot of great stretch runs, and the stretch run was so popular early on. That's why I switched to it early on. So there's going to be, even though it's nerfed, it's still a great run to use. So we're going to basically do like a highlight reel of each formation that has great plays, but you can't really build a great scheme around them. So we're just going to sift through and give you like the highlight reel of the Phillies playbook. Alright, so first off, we're going to go to single back jumble pair. It's got one of the best counter weak plays in the game, but the sad thing is everyone knows it by now. You see 3 tight ends on the right, and everyone's going to cover it, but this is still a really great play. I've scored, I think, 2 touchdowns running this play with like 3 seconds left and before halftime. Just one of those really great runs right there, and you can see there's like they have the stretch, they have the power O, which I actually prefer the power O, and there's just nothing great after that. So we're gonna go ahead and go to the next one, which is ace twins. It has a perfect counter also, so we're gonna have 2 tight ends or 2 receivers to the left, a tight end on the help block. And then we're going to go ahead and take this counter, try to take it to the outside. There we go. We get a broken tackle. So, and the great thing about that is you can audible to so you can call your counter right there, and you can audible to a nice run right up the middle. So that's why I like this play. So we're going to go ahead and audible to a halfback dive. So halfback dive right up the middle, really good play these Maddens. So it's just great if the guy's going to overcorrect and go to the left. And like again, this play doesn't have too many great plays out of it. That's why I don't use a whole lot. Next one, ace pair. It had the best stretch play before the nerf. This is the best stretch play that was in Madden, was ace pair. And you can see 2 tight ends and a receiver, and you just want to take it and you want to just run to the outside to get off the bat. And before they actually had where the defenders would go out to the outside by themselves, that play was an instant 5 yards every time. So out of that stretch, you have a counter, but it has a motion, so it's not as effective. There's not a whole lot of other great things in that formation besides the stretch. So next one is ace pair. Ace pair is great because it has an audible counter built into it. So you can come into stretch, or you can audible to weak. Oh, I don't have enough time. Or you can audible to the counter weak. So depending on where your opponents are gonna if they overcommit or not, is depending on where you're gonna run it. So you can see you can counter to the left. You see we got the green side over there. Another great formation that has 2 of the better runs. It has a stretch and a counter built in. Nothing other great. The vertical cross routes are great because it has a built-in kind of wheel route where you can lob it to the inside of the tight end if they were using cover 2 invert, stuff like that. The slot fade is not bad if you want to take a deep shot, but it's not perfect. The next play is gun bunch. Gun bunch is just like gun bunch, shotgun, gun bunch weak. Going to take a timeout real quick, so I'm going to take a delay game, so keep this going. This is just like having gun bunch weak, but in a single back formation. You can play verts. So the overpopular setup to this for verts is putting X on a drag, putting RB on a streak, and then motioning over your receiver on the far side, and then you launch it over there for the easy completion. So you still have that aspect of halfback weak, but it's not a shotgun version. But this one has a perfect counter built in, so you can show the verticals, you can run the counter. I don't know about you, but last year that was my go-to formation, was gun bunch weak. I know a lot of people used it in Madden 16. I know a lot of people are still using it in Madden 17. And it's got a PA wide receiver end, which is actually not a bad play to use this Madden, especially if you're just looking for the dump off. But also you can high point to Gronk right here. So we're doing the play action end around. We're going to just toss it over to the halfback, and we're going to get a nice easy completion. So I wouldn't recommend using a bunch, but if I want to just run it first play of the game just to get a nice easy completion to start out the game, I will. I don't use the end arounds, but end arounds work with fast receivers. And then you still have the quick pitch, which you can use, and you have Z-Spot. Z-Spot's a lot better this Madden because you have the ability to throw it in the middle of the field. So you're going to have Gronk. Your first read is RB. Gronk's there. And then, as you can see, we had the middle of the field coming open. And it's just, like I said, previous Madden, same reads that it was, but now you have that post that comes open so you can high point that. That is single back bunch ace. And that's everything out of that. So I formation, I form pro. My favorite play out of this is just power O. You know, since they nerf stretch, power O runs have been a lot easier for me to manage. I'm not the greatest runner, but I do run it really heavy this Madden because I started out because the stretches were working so well for me. I just stuck with a heavy run game, and that power O's worked great. It has the halfback dive in it. It has the wide receiver end, and it has the fake one where you can run it with it. And it doesn't have any great passing plays out of it. It has basic passing plays, but it does have one of the crazier screens in the game. This is a screen to the fullback. So it's play action, but you can actually dump it off to the fullback. I haven't seen anybody ever user pick me doing a screen to the fullback, so I say that every now and then.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because that's the reason why I'm most scared to throw screens is that the user pick for me for going the other way.
Yeah, so you have the power O, just like Y2 banana or whatever. You have the halfback toss out of that. But this one's actually great. I form tight closes just like strong close. Like I told Fox before, to make it look like strong close, all you have to do is motion this guy over to the right. Boom. Same play as Madden 16. It has the stretch. Stretch plays great. It has the toss. It has a nice play where you can throw it up the middle. A high point throw up the middle in X drags, but it doesn't have a whole lot to it. Your audible is zone weak, so if you throw the stretch out to the run, or you throw the stretch, so say I was calling stretch, I start at the outside, I'm going to motion him out to the outside, make it look like I'm trying to run it back over to the left, so you can audible to the zone and run it up the middle, so you can throw it off, make sure they're not over correcting on you. And then you have, like we talked about before, you have an opportunity for a red zone high point throw with this. If your opponent's coming in any kind of like cover 2 or cover 3, depending on what, like a lot of people I've seen that are in the red zone almost always go to cover 2 invert, so you have a chance of getting the post play with also the corner route. So my first read, because the easier read, is B, but A will actually come open too on the outside. Oh, nice user pick. He went right to you. You got his worth throwing it, and then he dove right to it. That's the power of holding Y the whole time.
Yeah, just hold it down. Yeah. It's good gonna happen, I hope.
The only problem I have with holding down Y the whole time is I forget to let go of it when I'm getting close to making a tackle, and I get that really weird animation like the ballerina.
They put that animation in 16 because in 15 it was just there's no downside to holding Y the whole time.
Yeah. Okay, so that is I form close, and we went over twins flex. Great. Tight pair actually has really great counter weak in it. I like counters this Madden. Definitely, you can get big plays out of it. You get the blocking down the field. I personally don't mind putting all tight end at receiver and putting linemen in at tight ends in this play, just because I don't mind them knowing that I'm running it, because if I get the blocking no matter what, I'm going to have a huge play. And it's got a toss. It's got the halfback power G, which actually is a really good play. I don't see a whole lot of people use it. But it's kind of like power O, but you have another pulling guard. You can go to the outside. I'm supposed to bounce it out the other side. I didn't follow my fullback. But you can bounce it outside. You can cut it up the middle. And then you have the fullback dive out of this formation. You had the flipped. But nothing great out passing-wise out of that. So those are your I-form plays. Near is really great, too. I like this near play is your audible. It's called post-drag. And I like to motion over the McCoy over to the right, just to have that ability. If it's cover 1, I can throw it deep there, but I'm going to look to throw it to X, which I'm too slow in my reads, throwing it to X, and then I'm going to throw it to that post. All right, and then out of near, we also have the inside zone or the fullback dive and the inside halfback inside. So the fullback dive is the actual audible, so you don't have to call that play. But there's nothing really else out of that formation than near. And then the strong one, there's nothing great out of the strong that I like. It has a nice toss, but it has a stretch play. Even though it's fourth, and it doesn't really matter. See, this stretch play has a tight end on the same side, but it also allows you to have your fullback for added blocking. There you go. Okay, strong. There we go.
Yeah, I mean, this near formation, it's new to 17, right? Or, well, you're in the strong, but
Yeah.
the near was new to 17, right? You've seen a lot of people online with it.
Yeah, the near was kind of in the game. It was similar, but yeah, it was like, I think it was called the far beforehand, and it was the opposite side. Basically, they just rotated which side the halfback was on. I think that's the difference between near and far.
Yeah, that makes sense. And I don't know why they wouldn't have both of them. I don't think we got the far in this year's game.
Yeah, I do notice people that liked fullback dive love the near fullback dive. I've actually seen people spam near fullback dive on me. And it's easier to stop this Madden, but I've come across that.
Yeah, it's a really good fullback dive. The only problem is that there's no outside run, so it's easier to predict and to stop this year because you don't have to worry about the toss.
That's definitely a perfect point. So this other strong formation has the Power O. Like I said before, Power O's are a lot better after the update because the opponents you're gonna have them to go to the outside, so you can bump it in the middle instead. That's why I think Power O is probably the way to go until the next update. It's got a nice counter weak out of it. I like to run Power O, switch between Power O and counters a lot with stretch, and then like we said before, I like to sprinkle in that shovel option. Just a bunch of running plays, but you can do a bunch of running plays out of different formations. Keep your opponent honest. And there's nothing out of this week that I like. I don't run weak pro at all out of this formation. The pistol is the audible that we had out of the previous video. So there's nothing in there that I run. Pistol strong, has the same thing, has the counter and the Power O. So basically the same good run plays that were in the previous one are in the pistol one. That's why it's pretty much just copy and paste. Just the halfback or the quarterback's like, a couple more yards off the line instead of right behind the center. So at a gun, you have gun ace, has a great inside zone, great QB trap. It's got a nice the Y sail play. Y sail play still pretty good in this Madden. I like to run it with like this. I like to run it with a built-in drag route. A dump off to the halfback, and then the corner route with the tight end. But this one has the C routes. It has the counter, and then gun ace twins has this one has PA verts. PA verts is great against any kind of zone coverage if you can make the reads. I like to run it like this with the halfback or the cooks in a slant. So we're going to look for the slant first. It's not open. Come back and do our second read, which is the middle field, a deeper read. It's B. So that's a great against zone. It's great against man. It's a really good play. But the other thing, there's nothing really crazy good out of this formation besides the screen and the bubble screen to the receiver. This post route's great, but I've still had issues with the flat route not sucking up the guy like I want to. Like Gronkowski takes too far to get down the field to suck it up. So you look, and then by the time I'm trying to hit the out route, it's longer to develop. And
Good catch there, huh?
Yeah. And then, normal flex, there's nothing spectacular in this formation that I've found yet. I'm still dabbling there because it has a lot of it has built-in motions that go different ways, which I like. I just haven't found anything crazy good out of that. But this Twins I-form. This one has the screen that I use the most, PA wide receiver screen. There's a couple others that don't have the play action built in, which I like those receiver screens better. But I definitely like the FL dig because it has 2 out routes and the halfback comes automatically. But then you have wide trips weak. It has wide receiver in, which still works, just not a great play. But this PA read, this is a good play. I like plays like this because they have built-in plays where they can't user every play. So he cannot user every play here. So he's going to go A, he's going to go B, and then we can go deep. So I like plays that have that built in to where it has 2 routes in the middle that he's going to have to pick one to choose from. But then it also has the ability to throw it deep. I like things that have that built in because when you're playing opponents with really good users, you don't want to have them bait you and pick you off and then back to square one trying to stop their offense.
So what do you think's the glitchiest play that we've got in the Philadelphia's offense? Like if you had to go to one of these on like 3rd and long, what would you do?
I used to go third and long, like 3rd and 15, 3rd and 10. I'll still throw a drag out and hit a drag. But
Okay.
if I was in a pickle and I haven't showed it much, I go in the trio eagle. And I like to put, I actually like putting Flower in there to block. He has the best pass blocking. So I look at my halfbacks, see who have pass blocking, because you said I'm going to have to throw it deep. So I'm going to just come in this play. And it's got a wheel route, and I'm going to just, my setup is like this. I'm going to run it with a drag built in, and I'm going to hit B for the wheel route, and then you're going to have the post come open, and then you're going to have Y if it's man coverage. So you're going to look for A, he's covered that, so he's going to peel off, and you're forcing your opponent to actually, he's going to user, most of the time they come back and they try to actually user that post route. So that's why I always say I like to keep the drag route on that. See, look at that, he's going to come across, and then he's going to peel out, and we get hit as we're throwing it. But I like that play a lot. And then also, this has a bunch wide, and it's like gun bunch weak but wide. And I've seen you run this play too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, very popular play. You got the play action built in, and then you're gonna have A come across the middle. And if you want to roll out to the right with it and then hit A, it actually can get a 1 play touchdown with it. It's just I'd rather get the first and not have to worry about getting sacked. But there's nothing. There's the divide that was in previous Maddens, but the speed outs aren't as good. But I'll show you guys a really good speed out right here. The probably the best speed out in the game because I haven't seen any better. But this has a motion for it. So go ahead and come into like a cover 3. So we're gonna motion Harris out to the right. And you can see his angle doesn't change at all. And you're going to have to hike, and you're going to have to throw it quick. Because if you don't throw it, you see how they came across? So it's one of those plays you have to throw it as soon as you hike it. And that time I threw it too soon, so it didn't register as I was hitting the button. And that's why I had to re-hit the button again. So, but you saw how quick he came across the field. We'll try to make it actual completion. I'll wait actually till the ball hikes it before I throw it this time. So hike, throw. You see that? And then you want to hit A as soon as you throw it. So it's like you're hitting A, the button, and then A again to get the possession catch. And this one gets kind of glitchy sometimes. So, okay, so I'll show that. And then most of the time, I like to run to the wide side of the field too. That's giving another hint of my offense. They like to use it, and what I like to do is, I don't know if I'll be able to get a chance to against your O-line, is I like to roll out with it, and you can see as they hit the line, and you see how he, like, I don't know if you noticed, but how he went up, as soon as he hit the line of the scrimmage, he started going up a direction.
Okay.
So I've had it where I try to playmaker, but it won't let you playmaker for some reason. But they will sometimes. They either slant up, they either go straight down the field, or they slant back into the formation. So right here. So 4th and 5, you can run it, and you can throw a drag underneath it depending on the user. Let's see what other plays. I think that's pretty much. We got gun. Oh, okay. This one's not bad. This tray open. You have these built-in swing plays from previous Eagles playbooks. You've probably seen this play a bazillion times, where it has that built-in one.
Yep.
But I like running that for my 2-point conversion play because I can come back, and if they're in man coverage, it's you can get the 2 points. Or if like they're in goal line and they didn't quite read it, they just thought you're gonna kick a field goal and you're gonna trick them in 2-point conversion play. That's the one I like because they're stuck in man goal line and you can outrun those slow guys with it. And I haven't got it user picked because I don't run it that much. But that was the issue in previous Maddens is your only option is to throw it to the halfback.
Yeah.
But out of that, you have the opportunity to do the play action version, which I like. It's the cross one, and I like to drag the outside receiver. I like to make it look like this, and then you can still actually hit Y with it. It's still just as good as the run, the only option version of it. And then you can actually hit the little curl route. So those are 3 really good plays you can run. You can use this formation on a drive, and it has a lot of stuff you can just use. Like the FL dig has a corner out with this built-in out route. I like the out routes from the halfbacks that go left instead of across the field. It throws them off a little bit, and they get a little speed burst. And then I'll show you one of the glitchiest out routes in this formation, which is it's under 5 wide, and the play is Eagles fork. I don't know why this out route, but just watch Harrison cut on this. He's RB. Just watch how fast he cuts once he makes his cut. He just boom across the field like the fastest speed burst I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's a really nice out route there. That does seem like those rounded out routes and in routes are like speed glitches this year.
Yeah, for sure. And then you have snugs flipped. You don't have anything great out of snug flips, but you have a decent halfback base audible, which is actually not that bad. So you want to come in here, like I like to put in Derrick Henry in these kind of formations, especially if I have to lead. I want to just go and I'll put chew clock on and I'll run that, and then I'll just flip between running that and half this base. I think this is actually bench swap is audible, and I'll put Cooks in a drag, so you have RB for the easy completion, and you have a drag, and then you have those bench route combinations depending on the coverages. But there's not anything great. The mesh is okay. I like dive trail for multiple, like I said before, it has multiple reads, but the only thing is you have to motion over a guy. You have to motion AJ Green over to the right for this to work. And you have a Texas route, you have a in route, and you have a post route. And I like to clear it out with B. So you go ahead and you have all these routes they have to cover. And we get a bad throw. But I like that. I like that because it has so many stuff. It has an easy dump off. You could even put a drag out there for one more. I think that's pretty much it out of this playbook. To be honest, there's the highlight reel of this one. Gun bunch open set has one good play, white trail in it. It's kind of like this formation, 4th and 4. I would be looking for these two slow routes, but then you can also hit. I didn't get him, but you see it open through the middle, the delayed trail route. I like those formations. That's pretty much it for that.
Great. Embry, I appreciate it, and our audience or people listening probably appreciate it just as much as I do. Thank you very much for stopping by and showing your knowledge, your offensive skill. Basically, I'm going to steal a lot of it because I need offensive help, of course. But thank you, sir. And I guess any last words?
I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope this helped. And if not, it just just gives you another insight of how other people play Madden. I mean, just let us know in the comments what you guys think of these kind of videos. We'll try to do more, maybe dabble in some other playbooks later. But I hope you guys enjoyed this.
Definitely. Maybe hit up defense in a little bit.
Yeah.
See ya.